This is a document entitled Talking Points for Meeting with Ed Gray.
Now, do you know who prepared this?
I believe it was prepared by ACC or Lincoln staff.
All right, and when and under what circumstances did you obtain this?
Lori gave me a copy of this on April 1st, 1987.
All right, and did you discuss this document with her?
Again, it was in the context of whether or not it would be brought up at the April 2nd meeting.
Would you look at the upper, right next to talking points, there's a little handwritten entry?
It says won't use.
And whose writing is that?
That's mine.
All right, and would you tell the committee the circumstances of why that won't use is there?
When Lori handed this and I looked at it, I made sure with her that that was not going to be brought up during the meetings. And when she affirmed that that was her understanding also, I wrote won't use at the top of it.
And what was your concern about those talking points?
Again, in my view, this was a form of negotiation that was improper.
And you had previously discussed with Senator McCain these kinds of issues, is that correct?
In general, yes.
Okay. Exhibit 70. Would you be kind enough to look at Exhibit 70? Seven. Can you identify Special Counsel Exhibit 70?
This is a memo from me to Senator McCain, which I wrote on April 2nd, 1987.
Would you be kind enough to read that to the committee?
To John F., I meant John McCain, from Gwendolyn, date 2 April 1987, RE meetings this afternoon with Senators Cranston, Glenn, and DeConcini. I've attached this memo you requested for your meeting this afternoon.
Excuse me, let me interrupt you. There's a mistake there. Don't you correct it.
I'm sorry. I have attached the memo you requested for your meeting this afternoon. It discusses the valuation problem and has an appendix that goes further into the issue as a whole. You have agreed to discuss only the issue of the appraisals and only that in the vein of, please let's get a third-party appraisal or something in the spirit of achieving a satisfactory and speedy resolution to this dispute. You and Senator DeConcini have also agreed not to bring up the issue of capital regulations discussed in the appendix, FYI, because that will be resolved in the court case as I have related below. Senator DeConcini is also going to plead that until the issue is resolved, the two parties quit sniping at each other. Beyond this, the two parties will have to settle their differences.
All right, now, why did you write this?
This is a cover memo to Senator McCain for the April 2nd meeting, which lays out an agreement which I believed existed between him and Senator McCain and which I had confirmed with Lori Settlemyre.
All right, now, would you look at what's referred to as the appendix?
Excuse me, counsel. You know, it's very important testimony, and the witness just said something that I didn't really understand, and I wonder if you'd explore it. She just said that she thought that there was an understanding between Senator McCain and Senator DeConcini. I don't recall any testimony about that so far. I've heard a lot of testimony about discussions that the witness had with Ms. Settlemyre, but I haven't heard any testimony yet about a discussion between Senator McCain and Senator DeConcini in which such an agreement may have been reached. Now, have I missed something?
No, Senator.
Or would you clear that up? Because, you know, that's important.
Were you present at any time when Senator DeConcini and Senator McCain had any such discussions?
No.
These were discussions between two staff people, is that correct?
They were also discussions between me and Senator McCain. Senator McCain initially raised this issue. I called Lori to confirm it.
So after you were discussing these things with Ms. Settlemyre, did you report back to Senator McCain? In
the form of my memo, I did.
Okay. Would you look at what's referred to as the appendix to Exhibit 70, and I want you to go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. And Lincoln has $600 million. Would you read that to the committee?
Lincoln has $600 million in disputed direct investments, and this regulation would require the institution to add reserves equal to 10% of this amount, which is $60 million. This is one of the issues which you were requested to bring up at the meeting, but we have all agreed you should not. Dennis DeConcini will not either.
Now, did Senator McCain say anything to you about this agreement?
Yes, he did.
What did he say to you?
When he told me that he was going to the meeting on April 2nd, he told me that there was a meeting between him and Senator DeConcini which basically limited the scope of the discussions to the appraisal issue and to the length of the examination.
Okay.
Senator, would this be a good time to take a short break, just for a few minutes?
Be happy to for
Yeah,
a very brief period of time.
Because then we're going into the April 2nd meeting.
Fine, we'll take about a 5-minute break, and let's
Senator
try to
Rowland?
keep it to 5 minutes.
Could we get some guidance on how